Hey, welcome to Talk to the Moon. I'm Moon. Here we talk about how to live better and to maintain our inner peace. And today I want to talk about traveling, vacationing. And what better way to keep our inner peace intact and to live a little bit better by treating ourselves to a vacation now and then, okay? Now, when we talk about vacations, I think most people think of it as in like a want. Something that is kind of on a luxury item ticket that you're saving up for months and months and months, perhaps even years to make things happen. Now, sure, there are trips like that. If you're going to Tahiti or Bali or something like that, yeah, you're gonna have to do some serious saving, serious planning, and it's not something that you can do at the drop of a dime, right? But today we're gonna talk about something a little bit simpler that we can do at a drop of a dime with very little planning so that you can live that peaceful life. You know? So we're gonna talk about the whys and what types. So if we're talking about the whys, why is it a need? Why would you say that this is a need portion of your life rather than the want? It's not quite as need item like water, shelter, food, clothing, but if we're really serious about taking care of our physical health, like exercising, eating, sleeping well, and our mental health, our spiritual wellness, then I think vacation is very necessary. Because when are you going to really have time to recoup your thoughts, refresh your mind, reset your week or a month, restart, renew, and kind of revive your life? You know, it's gonna be very difficult for you to do if you're doing the everyday thing, like go to work, come home, do the dishes, cook, do the clothes, and then make sure the kids are okay. Oh, I gotta do the homework. I gotta go to class. There's an exam, you know? And if that's all you're doing day after day, week after week, month after month, sometimes year after year, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna hit the wall sooner or later, because none of us are superhuman, right? Before that happens, what I'd like for you to do is to literally give yourself some time and some grace and some love and some tender loving care so that you can put yourself in a position to really be able to focus on yourself. Because ask yourself, who's more important than you? Who is the number one person in your life besides you? Because if you're not well, you can't take care of anybody else either, right? So I believe that's the why. We need to really give ourselves that time and space to really be ourselves and just ourselves. Leave the emails at home, put block on it, don't go into the work mode, take your work or school with you on these vacations. Just do you, just focus on you, right? Then what types? Before I go there, I wanna share something real quick. This is when I was at Keystone, Colorado, and it was November. It was the first ski trip of the season, and for those who don't know, I love to ski. And that's Lake Dillon back there. It's beautiful scenery, right? I'm dreaming of a white November. So, something like that, you know? You might think, oh my God, Moon dropped like bands to get over there. Not really, you know? Real quick rundown of this trip. It took me $229 to go Southwest round trip. And my hometown is Houston. So Houston to Denver, $229. And then I went by myself. I didn't need a very luxurious accommodation. So I found a place for $99 right there in Silverthorne, Colorado per night, times 2 plus tax. I believe it came out to be about $240. And then I have a hack on rental cars, which I'll share with you down the line. And I got it for $70 for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's what? $240, $480, plus 70, $550. You know, from Friday through Sunday, I got to be where I wanted to be, really cleanse my soul and be able to be all that I wanted to be, you know, for $550. Now, $550 is not cheap. I'm not saying that everybody can just shell this out, but if you plan this out right, you can do that, right? So I'm a big person as far as like planning correctly. So I teach my students the GPA method, okay? GPA, not as in grade point average, because I know that's what you're probably thinking about me being a professor. But goal setting, planning, and taking action. Okay? So if you are to go on the trip, something simple like a weekend trip, okay, you can have a goal as in, when do I want to go? Because if you don't know when you're going to be doing something, be it a trip, be it buying a car, be it going to college, whatever your goal is, your goal's most likely not going to happen. Because you and I have a tendency to say, you know, I'll do it next week, next month, next semester, next year. And then when it's next year, yeah, I'll just do it next year. That tends to set in, that procrastination mindset, thinking that we have forever, that kicks in, right? So to combat that, what you want to do is set a month and year of which that you want to actually go. So let's say you wanted to do this in, I don't know, a couple of months, okay? Hey, I really want to take a trip to Denver or Tampa Bay or something like that, a little quick 2-night, 2-hour trip to get there and 2 nights to stay. Then if the budget is $550, okay, what you want to do is, you got the goal, right? You know when you want to go, 2 months, right? And then the planning part is figuring out how much these things cost. And I kind of did that for you ahead of time. The air flight, the hotel lodging, and the rental car, because you're going to probably need all of those things when you get there. And you get that final price. And in my example, that was $550, right? And you got the planning part done, okay? I use Google Flights because they literally have the lowest price all the time. As lodging, you can use Google, or I use Booking. There's Kayak. There's plenty of options, right? And then the rental car, rentalcar.com. Little hack. What I normally do is I book a rental car ahead of time, and then about 3 to 4 days before I fly out, I recheck the same date and same location, and most of the times that price will have dropped. Okay, so the initial plan is the reservation is cancelable, and then the second time, if I find it for cheaper, I'll take that one and cancel the previous cancelable reservation. Make sense? Okay. Similarly with the hotel. Okay, I used to work at Hilton, and I learned that hotels have these excess amount of rooms that's unreserved, and the day before or the day of, they put these on the discounted prices. So yes, you want to have something reserved ahead of time, cancelable, and then you research it the day before or so, and then if you find it way cheaper, book that and cancel the previous one that you have already reserved. So those are little hacks. I'll talk about the flight hacks down the line. So if I have to give you a shortcut, fly on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And I'll tell you that in the future. So now you have the how, right? Oh, the action part. Right, you have the plan. And the action part is basically you take your budget, $550, right? And then you think about how many paychecks you have between now and 2 months, right? 2 months is 4 paychecks. And if it's 4 paychecks, you take $550 divided by 4, and that ends up being 160-ish, okay, a little bit less. So I'm doing math. So about that much is how much you want to set aside each check, and bam, in 2 months, you can go to the Colorados or the Tampas, something quick and easy, right? And it isn't that hard until you get into the habit of it. And that's something that I'm really challenging every one of you to do. You know, get a planned trip that's within 2 to 3 months of now, right? And pick a destination, okay? That's the goal part. And do the little budget preliminarily, right? And then tell yourself, I'm gonna do this, and go, right? Save each paycheck and go. Now, if you take a best friend, a brother, a sister, a partner, then you can take the hotel and the rental car part and divide that into 2. So the budget will be even cheaper, okay? So you can do something like that. Or if you're asking yourself now, hey, it's inflation, I don't have $550, F that, I'm not making that happen, okay? Ain't gonna happen. Got you, right? If that's the thing, I would rather you start somewhere and give yourself some sort of a vacation, a tiny, tiny mini vacation, rather than nothing, okay? And how would you do that? Look at the map, okay? Think about where the nearest place that's kind of cool to go to that is within 2 to 3 hours of drive, so that you won't be too exhausted when you get there, right? And then go there, okay? And book a hotel for 1 night, okay? And enjoy yourself a nice meal, the scenery, take a bunch of pictures, videos, whatever. Relax, enjoy yourself to the fullest, okay? What I will ask you to do is that do not go there and come back the same day. Because then it's not a vacation. That's just a truck driver level of just work, just driving there and driving back. And you won't feel refreshed. You won't feel as recharged. It may just feel like work, okay? So please don't do that. If you're really considering a vacation, even if it's a short distance, like an hour or 2 hours drive, do book a hotel, okay? This is your getaway. This is your treat to yourself, right? So do that for yourself well. And book a hotel that's decent, right? It doesn't have to be world-class 5-star resort, but at least somewhere that you would trust that it's a clean place. Okay? You don't want bed bugs that you're gonna bring back to the house and your entire house is infested with bed bugs, right? And you don't wanna lay on that bed, it's kind of sketch and you got stains on there and you're like, it's kind of egg, why, ew, I don't wanna touch it, ew, brother. So you don't want to do that either, right? You want it to be something decent. And again, if you do your research correctly, it's gonna be about a $150 per night or less if you're sharp at researching these things. So go there, sleep well, do whatever you want to do for that one night, fully rest, okay? And then make that return the following day. Don't rush. Have yourself a nice brunch. I was gonna say mimosa, but you're gonna drive back. Have something like orange juice, and then come back. And you will find that you will have gotten in touch with your spirituality. Whatever your religion is, that's irrelevant at this point because you're tapping into your soul. You're tapping into who you are as an individual. You're able to dig deep in your thoughts and think about things that you probably haven't thought about in months, perhaps even years, right? And as you do something like that, even if it's something simple like, I'm just gonna drive to San Antonio. I'm gonna stay by the Riverwalk, okay? And it's got good scenery, good food, okay? I'm gonna walk around and just clear my head and come back tomorrow. Even if you did something like that, well under $200 budget, right? This, you don't need a whole lot of planning at all. Just get that paycheck and go, kinda, right? And if you did that for yourself, you'll find that, wow, that wasn't that hard. Even if you thought like, I can't travel by myself because it's dangerous. If you go to a safe place, relatively speaking, and if you're in a well-lit place with a lot of public folks around, the danger should be minimal, right? I want all of you to be safe. And go somewhere that is relatively safe, enjoy yourself, and you'll find that you will have renewed yourself. Something that is elusive to do if you're living the everyday mundane life at your home, doing the same thing every single day, every single week, every single month. So please, friends, treat yourself, go on that vacation, build that vacation muscle, right? And then get that confidence and be like, hey, I did it. It was a 2-day vacay, but I did it. It felt great. It was freaking awesome. Next time, I'm gonna plan that 2 to 3 months out, fly really quickly to somewhere that I wanna go see, maybe somewhere that you haven't been to, right? And then fully enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Your spirit and your soul deserves it because you are the number one person in your life, okay? And in the comment section, if you wanna drop down some cool places to go to for a quick weekend, I'd appreciate that, okay? Be well.